Hello, sorry, my battery died on the last video. Okay, so to my converted brothers and sisters, yes, it's peace by faith, it's peace and unity, and you get that impression. But what you don't understand is that if you heard from my video before, is that you're going to be lied to. You're going to be told what to do. You're not going to read it for yourself. You're going to, even if you read it for yourself, no, because this one said this and this and this and this and this and this, and that's it. You'll just see divisions, and they might think, oh, we're the newest. No. We've been there before. There's many divisions in every religion. We've done it. We've done it since birth. We know. So when we come to Islam, it's the same. The same thing. I tried to explain that before, but you can't speak to people who can't hear. You can't. They don't have hearts. You can't hear. They can't hear you. You have to have a heart to hear. Okay, so what you have joined, okay, they've asked you to say a certain phrase to become a Muslim, to become a submitter to God. But it's not in the Quran. It is actually in the Quran. I will show you. Every division says a different one. They call it shahada. It's a declaration to God. But how comes they're all different? Which one's right? Which one's right? Are they all right? Which one's right? What it means is when you are saying this, repeating what they're saying, you're not, it doesn't matter to us, to you, to them. What that means is you've entered into Sunnism. You've entered into a sect, a division, because it's what their book says, it's not the Quran. Their own books say you have to say this to be a Muslim. Okay, so you've said this now, and that's great. God is not judging you and stuff like that. It doesn't matter what you know. He only judges on someone's capacity. He doesn't, that's a whole nother issue I can go through. But according to this division, if you leave, they have to take your life. They have to take your life. They kill people. They take someone's life for wanting to be a Christian or an atheist. That's not in the Quran. So they're everywhere. They have their little, and they're lovely, but that's nice. But when you ask them, these are their basic laws. Death. They kill people for their beliefs. It's the complete opposite to the Quran. There's a verse. Oh, so many. I can remember it. Hold on. I see refuge God from Satan. And those who sit on the path of the believers, diverting them while they think they are guided in knowledge. Like this. Basically, this. Oh, I need to get it. Hold on. They sit on the path of the believers, diverting them away from God, thinking they are the rightly guided. This is word for word in the Quran. Thinking they're the rightly guided. Who's that? Who's that now? Because every time I see someone, there's no other division of Islam standing on the corners. It's the ones that believe in killing for belief. So anyway, you haven't converted to Islam, to peace. Islam, salam alaikum, salam. Islam is derived from the word peace. Okay, it's submission to peace and safety. Peace and safety. You haven't converted to Islam, you've converted to it's a cult. And whether not the everyday believers, the nice, going to the mosque, coming home, looking after their families, such and such. I'm not talking about them. But what I am talking about is when you start to say this is from God. Forget all of their thing, that's between God and them, not me and them. I don't know. That's when you start to say this is from God. That is association. He's really bad in the Quran. There's so many things I need to say. Right, let me show you the Shahada first. Let me show you the Shahada. The only time this is in the Quran, this phrase. Chapter 63, 1. When the hypocrites come to you, they say, we bear witness that you are the messenger of God. God knows that you are his messenger. That's how God's answered that. God knows. God knows you're his messenger. Why are you declaring to the messenger? Why are you declaring anything about the messenger? You see that? God knows you are his messenger. And God bears witness that the hypocrites are liars. The last thing I'm going to say is something the hypocrite said. The last thing I'm going to say is from God, like apostasy or blasphemy. The last thing I'm going to do is say that's the law of God, when it's only the law of the pharaohs or the pagans in the Quran. You know what I mean? It's very dangerous where the converts are. And I know God is the all-merciful, the all-loving. It's just obviously what I see. I'm hoping, for the future converts and stuff like that. I hope, you can see it because it will save you, oh my God, 15 years now of headache. I just hope to be able to clear it up. Also, to help my Christian brothers and sisters. I hear, the Jews say stuff about, it's in over the years. I'm saying, when they've talked and they've said, but in your Quran it says this, but in your Quran, I've heard other people saying this, but in your Quran it says this. They're right. I've heard the Christians saying things they're right. They know. So anyway, they will have you, and I'm talking from my own personal experience. They're all very nice. Yeah, they're all very nice, of course. But it's the books. I'm talking about the books. The books aren't nice. They might have nice parts. And that's very hypocritical to go and judge a Christian. Because yes, they've got nice parts in their book as well. So you can't go and tell a Christian, you're doing the same thing. And that's this beautiful verse I've used for years from the Bible. Yeah. Why do you want to take the speck out of your brother's eye? First take the plank out of your own. Jesus said that in the Bible. So all you've got is I can't go into it. Speaker's Corner. They hit people for saying about this prophet's marrying a child, rightfully so, and they get hit for it. So they're hitting people from a religion that are peaceful, that turn the other cheek. They've added their interpretations into the Quran, like chapter 3, verse 7. Yeah. And none, no one, none know its interpretation except God. So if you hear anyone say, no, we know he knows the interpretation, that's also classed as association. You know, you're then, you don't understand, this test is very, it's there every second. God is in us. Like, he is the internal. He's, everything is, you know, the weight of a mustard seed. It's, I can't even imagine, like, Judgment Day. All I can do is try and warn. And I'm doing this, that, I thank God actually, in that video that I watched of that beautiful Christian man going out of his way. Please say you've watched it. It's on the last video. That's what triggered me to do this. Because I'm trying to tell these people who call themselves Sunnis, going and demanding that you must know this. How come they don't know this? And then they shout. Or they, you know, it just becomes, both become angry and upset because you can't hear each other. But what I'm saying is you can't get involved in somebody's path. And this is going to go, I need to get this out. There's so much I can add in and then I'll forget where I'm going with it. But okay, I'll stop it there. The basics are, you don't have to believe in the Quran to get to heaven. You don't have to, even if you know the Quran. You don't have to be a submitter to God by name. Like, you don't have, no. And I've proved that in the last verse, and I can prove it again and again and again. Okay? Because God has said it's not the submitters that get to heaven. It's the believers. Because he's already said to the Arabs in the Quran, the Arabs say, this has gone off now. See, I knew I'd forget what I was saying. It's in the last verse. The Arabs say, we believe. Say, do not say to Prophet Muhammad, say, do not say you believe, but only say we've submitted our wills to God, because belief has not entered your hearts. And the next verses go, there's other verses. And then being among those who believed, not submitted. And then being among those who believed. This is in another chapter. Being among those who believed and those who advised one another to compassion. No, those who advised one another to patience and those who advised one another to compassion. Those are the companions of the right in heaven. Being among those who believed. So that's gone off what I was saying, and I forgot what I was going to say before now. Yeah, actually. See that man in that video, please, if you watch it. Let me get it for you quickly. It was a man dressed as Satan in some square somewhere. And this Christian man went with a translator. And I broke down because this man was wearing an upside down cross. And the man, 14 years after this had happened to him, is out there connecting with this man dressed as Satan. Fully. He was a Satanist. And you see how he connected with him. Nobody else could have connected with that man. And nobody else went there to save him. Because that man, God put him through something 14 years ago. And look what he's doing. All he did was tell him what he had been through. That's all he did. He didn't push a book in his face. You know what I mean? And at the end of it, the difference in this man's face, who's being translated to, he said, can I pray for you? And the Satanist man said, Like, and then he put his head on his head. Oh my God. Like, he didn't push a book in his face. Do you know what I mean? Like, but that's Christianity. That's not just Christianity. There's so many religions. It's not about you have to follow this and you get to heaven. No. It's about your heart. That's the Quran. And it translates to the reading. Okay, so I'll just tell you what the video is called. I'll put it on my other... I have put it on my other video. Todd White preaches to a Satanist, and then this happens. God. You've got, like, what's happened when people convert to this? Obviously, I saw it because I was brought up around, in Christianity, atheism, just general day-to-day work, 9 to 5, that kind of life. No pushing, no, live in quite a diverse area. So anyway, it's not for everyone. I know people aren't the same as, they've come from things. And I have so much empathy for people that are put into forced beliefs and stuff. So I can't imagine. I can try, but I can't ever imagine. I can just feel the pain of it, what you must be going through. But yeah, it's just you can't judge someone else's path. You can't. How can I put it? Okay, so that's in that Christianity teaching of Jesus, what he brought and all the prophets did. Yeah, all the prophets brought that, but Jesus didn't fight back. That was the difference. He didn't fight back. He brought a big change of laws. Because, yeah, it's going to go off anyway, but yeah, he was sent to a place where he had to be sent. But at that time, but what I'm saying, it's going off again. I've got so much to say. He was sent to my converts. I'm saying to my convert brothers and sisters, what is going to happen is when you go into this Sunnism, right, and you're told to change who you are, right? Not many. I know the younger generation aren't so much, but generally that's what's there. And if the converts really want to connect to God, so they will do what God is asking them, or their mosque, because it's not God that they follow, it is the mosque or the humans, the scholars, the books, the narrations. So they will follow everything. And I know many. And what it is, and I'm saying this by fact, everything that you will be told, the Quran is there as like that's what they will bring up, little points. But what they're doing behind that is the religion of Pharaoh. Well, I can't look. It's everything opposite to the Quran. Everything's been added in. You can see it. You can read the Arabic letters. There's 3 Arabic letters in a verse. 1, 2, 3. That's it. Check 78:33. For instance, check the wife beating verse. It's brackets. Brackets. Like, it doesn't make any sense. First this, then beat them. First this, then leave them, forsake their bed, leave them, then beat them. Anyway, loads of the Christians know this anyway, but yeah, it's an interpretation. You can't harm anyone. If they haven't harmed you, you can't touch them. God will put you in hell. Like, read the book. The people, I can't, right. So what I want to say to you is, okay, listen. I know. I'm a divorcee. Okay, I'm married. When I became a converted Muslim, I know. Do you know what I mean? Listen. You can be the nicest man, but you believe that is a part of Islam. That's it, because that's when your heart is started to be sealed. There's a verse in the Quran, and those who assumed about God of an evil nature, check the punishment after that. This test is deep, very deep. Like, okay, so this is what I want to say to you, my convert brothers and sisters. This is by fact, okay? Where is it? Look. Okay, so by the way, Islam is not a religion. The word religion isn't in the Quran. Din. It's a way of life. Yeah, a way of life. Like the Buddhists do. It's a way of life. Anyone can do it. It's not. The word isn't religion. The word deen is so. If you please look at the word, what it means. Look at the word. It's not just way of life. It's so deep. It's way of it's so beautiful, the word. Okay, but listen to this. And this is by fact. Just trying to find the meaning. There's two. I just want to. All right, this is not the one. Okay. What is a cult? Cults tend to be highly cohesive, well organized, secretive, and hostile to non-members. Yeah. Have a look at how they treat Quran-only Muslims, Quran-only submitters, reading-only submitters. They're the worst of the worst, apparently, because their hadith says it, and that's also in the Quran. Those who associate others with God, you'll find them hostile to the believers. Hostile. Look, most cults share some common traits. They're usually led by a charismatic individual whom the members worship without question. And worship doesn't mean get on your knees and pray. Worship. Have a look what the word worship means. Cult members often live together in their own dedicated community. A religion is a cult that has gotten successful and gone mainstream. In fact, academic studies, the word cult is often eschewed in favour of a different term, new religious movements. cult is a group which is typically led by a charismatic and self-appointed leader who tightly controls its members, requiring unwavering devotion to a set of beliefs and practices which are considered deviant outside the norms of society. But this is the one I wanted to show you. Hold on, sorry. This is the one I wanted to show you. This is the word cult. Yeah. It's very deep. I've lost the one that I was reading, but a cult, they become so hostile with anyone who leaves that they kill them. But it's not in the Quran. The only people who did that in the Quran were the pagans of Quran. Not the pagans of today. There's peaceful pagans, but we're saying in the books of old, the people who used these forms of punishment were the ones who were worshipping the sun at that time. The ones who, they were the pharaohs or the pagans. That's what they did. That's what they used. God never says to use it in the Quran. Okay, it's forbidden to harm anyone. You can't touch them. But yeah, so please be careful and please spread the news, because Satan is on the path, and like God said, please check. They think they're guided. The ones who are sitting on the path. Let me see if I can find it. Oh yeah, I can. Hold on. There. Hold on. Sorry, bear with me. And indeed, the devils avert them from the way, while they think they are rightly guided. That's one of them. There's another one. Yeah. And whoever is blinded from the remembrance of the Most Merciful, we appoint for him a devil, a Karen, a companion. It says devil in this Quran. It's Karen, companion. A companion from the devil. And that's when it says, and indeed the devils avert them from the way, although they think they're rightly guided. So they'll tell you as well. They said that to me. Oh, didn't you know you had a Karen? I was like, what's a Karen? What's a Karen? They said, yeah, it's a companion. Everyone's got the Prophet. He had a Karen companion. And he said, yeah, everyone has one. I'm like, okay. So I was like researching it. But again, everything that I was told is not. Because they say everyone has one. A devil companion. Everyone has a devil companion. Like, in the sense that the Prophet said, oh, mine's converted now. Like, he knows it. How would he know that? Like, he knows he can speak to it or something. Or he can, like, that's what they say. No. And whoever is blinded from the remembrance of the Most merciful. Do you see that? He's not called himself any of his other names. The most merciful. Whoever's blinded from the remembrance of the most merciful. We appoint for him a companion, and he is to him. Oh no, we appoint for him a devil, and he is to him a companion. Sorry, I've got Quran with brackets. I just went to this search one. And indeed, the devils avert them from the way, while they think they are rightly guided. They tell the converts that they've got a Karen, or whatever it's called, a companion. They haven't. God gives them one when they forget the remembrance of the most merciful. When you're killing people for their belief, or telling people that's what God said. It's dangerous. Like, for them, it's dangerous. Like, but what I'm saying is for the converts. Right, I know, I see you all standing there in your beards and your suits. Okay, they've made it culty. It's culty. You're reciting in a language that you don't know. Okay, this is the other one. When they tell you, because I'm always on the comments when I can, always on the comments when they talk to converts. I will be there. I will see. Okay. Chapter 41, 44. And if we had made it a non-Arabic Quran, they would have said, why are its verses not clear? That's why it's in Arabic. God has answered why it's in Arabic. But they'll tell you, which I saw and I answered the other day, it's because it was the only uncorrupted language. It's because it's the most beautiful language. No. You're lying. And if we made it a non-Arabic Quran, they would certainly have said, why have not its communications been made clear? And 14:44. And we did not send any messenger, but with the language of his people, so that he might explain to them clearly. We did not send any messenger, but with the language of his people, so that he may explain to them clearly. That's why it was revealed in Arabic, because you're using apostasy laws that God removed from the last scriptures, blasphemy laws that killed Jesus, that Moses was chased for, that Abraham was thrown in a fire for, that, like, you know, that Noah, all of them, apostasy and blasphemy laws, they were all given them. That's why it was revealed in Arabic. Okay. Also, 16:103. And we certainly know that they say, it is only a human being who teaches the prophet. The tongue of the one they refer to is foreign. And this Quran, this reading is in a clear Arabic language. 16:103. And we certainly know what they say. It is only a human being who teaches the prophet. The tongue of the one they refer to is foreign. And this reading is in a clear Arabic language. Okay. And of his signs is the creation of the heavens and the earth and the diversity of your languages and your colours. That's of his signs. 30:22. Okay. And also, before they start making you look down on every other religion, as a cult would, as Hitler did, you know, you have to all be the same. You have to all do this and speak like this, act like this, and not say this and do this. That's Hitler. That's what Hitler did. Okay, read this one first before you go off, and God willing you don't. To each of you, we prescribed a law and a method. Had God willed, he would have made you one nation, but to test you in what he has given you, to race to all that is good, and God will inform you concerning that over which you used to differ. Okay, 551. And then this is 2148. 148. For each is a direction towards which it faces. So race to good. For each is a direction. For each is a direction towards which it faces. So race to good, wherever you may be, God will bring you forth all together. God is over all things competent. God does not forbid you from those who do not fight you because of religion. 68 and 787. If there should be a group among you who has believed in that which I have been sent, this is Prophet Muhammad. And if there should be a group among you who has believed in that which I have been sent, and a group that has not believed, then be patient until God judges between us. You know, you don't stand there telling someone that their book's wrong. They're peaceful people. They're not, you know. So that's to my converts. I have to speak loud because my mic doesn't work. I want to speak really quietly, but I can't. But yeah, it's to the converted Muslims. And it's a cult. As much as, yes, the people are nice, the normal day-to-day ones we work with, you know, if it came down to it, you know, do they support? The ones I know don't. So, but they're still in that category. It doesn't mean, I'm not saying, oh, every one of them is this and that. There's people who are pushing this, you know. So before the converts are taken over to that side, because this is serious, this is the last book that was sent, especially after what happened to Jesus. It's the last book that was sent. And everything that they're following is not in there. It's a very serious test, especially, I think, for the converts. Especially because they've been double tricked. They've come from that, left that because of that, and then nothing in here in the Quran, they jump over, and all of these laws are there, and it makes it seem that no, these fit now, yeah, but there's the Quran underneath there, it's down there, look. But all these, yeah, it's double trouble, I think, for converts if you don't. Yeah, I just hope that this is clear, because when I see converts converting, they're going to put you in a black cloak. They're going to say you have to speak Arabic. Have to. No, you don't. No, you don't. They're going to say you have to do this, and this. And also that the women are not even allowed to say no to intercourse. Where did you get that from? Because it's not in the Quran. God says, come to your cultivation however you please. Cultivation. Have children. Yeah. Providing you're paying for the children. And also,